got birds flying, you got butterflies.
This is how to play Barcelona by Ed Sheeran, and we are on the outskirts of Barcelona because it's a little bit busy in the city centre. We are at Montserrat, a beautiful place, and let's get straight into the tutorial now. Ed Sheeran and Barcelona. So I'm filming this in my studio now because I wanted to get some cool close-ups and I wanted the quality to be high so that you guys can see what we're doing. To keep this in the key of the original, you'll need a capo first fret. However, after then we're just using basic open chords in this slightly easier version. The way that Ed plays it is quite complex, so I wanted to simplify it for you guys. If you want to play along to the record, add that capo at first fret. But so that everyone can learn this with me, I'm choosing to demo this without a capo and just using the basic open chords, which include a C major. Played the standard way, 1, 2, 3. You have the option to add the thumb on the top, which would mute the thickest string. The next chord would be an A minor, just in a nice simple way of doing it. Then we need a G chord. We can of course go for the more orthodox G, fingers 1, 2 and 3 like this. But I would encourage you to play the G in the fingerstyle fashion, what I call the fingerstyle fashion anyway, which is like this. And there's a reason for that, which I will cover in a second. And then we need an F chord, but it is very much, it's written on pretty much every chord sheet that I've seen online, and you can see the chord sheet I'm working from at andyguitar.co.uk here. But it is an F major 7, which the easiest way to do it is this. Just to have that, the major 7 is with the thinnest string ringing out basically. But I would encourage you to have finger 2, 3 and 4 in this fashion, and with the thumb either muting string 6 or even better holding it down like this. They're the basics. If you need more help with those chords, you'll find them at andyguitar.co.uk in my beginners course. But we're going to be moving on now to how we can play this melody in this fashion. And then the strumming, basically. That's the majority of this song. So what we need to do is get used to this idea that we can add notes from the C major scale while holding down the chords that we can play in the key of C. And if you want to know more about that idea, that is in my fingerstyle course, which is only available on DVD and download. Or you can Google away how to play the C major scale with the diatonic chords in C. And this is a great example of that, where we play a C and we add a flat first finger at first fret. So we get the melodic note of the F to the open E string. So flat first finger does make the C trickier, and then it's right on the tip. And you've got to make sure this one's ringing out when we go back to the C, the thinnest string, because it's crucial for the rhythm. And the rhythm would go from the root note, flat first finger, and then back to the C. The next chord would be the A minor, and we add basically an A sus4, the little finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, back to the normal A minor. As I say, this is a slightly easier version than his, but it means we don't have to use any bar chords and things like that. So we're still adding a note from the C major scale. and then going to the normal A minor. This is where we need that fingerstyle G, because we're going to keep that first finger where it is on the A minor and play the G in this fashion. And because we want the melodic note to be here, we're not going to play string 6. It's going to be tough to miss this string out when we have all the bells and whistles with the strumming. In this fashion, but just practice the chords first of all. The G, essentially a G sus4, to the open, no little finger down, and then to the F, just the F as we've learnt before, and we do up, down, up, down, up, after playing the root. So really preferably we need that thumb down as well. Thumb, that would be thickest E string, string 6, up, down, up, down, up. So at its most basic, from a chords point of view, we would have the root note, up, up, root, up, up, root, up, up, thumb, root, root, up, down, I'll cover the strumming more properly in a second, but that's the gist of what we're going for. Root, up, up, root, up, up, root, up, up, root, up, down, up, down. One last time of the basics. Yes, this is the basics. I'm afraid it is a tough song. It's a fast one as well. 3, 4, root, up, up, root, up, up, root, up, up, root, up, down, up, root, up, root, up, up. They're the basics of the chords. The only time this changes is in the pre-chorus, aka a bridge, where we would have you and I flying on an aeroplane tonight. We're going somewhere where the sun is shining bright. So that would be the F. Stick to the F major 7 the way we're doing it at the moment. Absolutely fine. To a G, any way of playing a G is totally fine. A minor, and then C. And then we stay on the, we do that 3 times, and then stay on the F a little longer, and then play the G. That pre-chorus on its own. 2, 3, 4. You and I were flying on an aeroplane tonight. We're going somewhere where the sun is shining bright. Just close your eyes. And then we go to the F for a bar and G for a bar in Barcelona. Then we go back to what we did before. Let's have a look at that strumming pattern now. That's with a pick. We can do it without a pick as well in exactly the same fashion. And I'll compare the pros and cons of each and show you how to do it. But first of all, you need to get the root note, this little tappy mute thing, which is just a palm mute, but would actually hitting the strings and kind of tapping them. We can get a louder tap when we hit the strings onto the fretboard here, but it's also a little bit the pick hitting the strings as well. Has to be said, my palm hitting down like this is pretty active. It's doing this an awful lot. It is moving to the strings and then off from them in this fashion. An awful lot, it has to be said. There's a great amount of feel in this song. But at its bare bones, on the C chord, root, string 5, the tap, up, mute, up, and then we do hit some open strings there as well. not easy. I made it actually quite a lot of mistakes when I was first learning this one. It took a little while to get it down with the singing and everything like that. It's not easy. But that is what's happening on each chord. Root, up, up, root, up, up. If you're really struggling and you can't see how this gets put together, what you need to work on is any 16 note pattern, a 16th, what we call 16th strumming essentially, because my hand is moving in this 1 Iana, 2 Iana, 3 Iana, 4 Iana. If I do it without this hand and I go 1 Iana, 2 Iana, 3 Iana, 4 Iana, 1 Iana, 2 Iana, 3 Iana, 4 Iana. This means I'm strumming every strum 16 times, every down and up 16 times in a bar, which is explained in my strumming course. 1 Iana, 2 Iana, 3 Iana, 4 Iana. And then if I just add in these sus2s and sus4s, the little things that we're adding here, you can hear it sounds like the rhythm, it sounds like Barcelona by Ed Sheeran, but all I was strumming was this the whole time. And it's when we're moving at this side, so a little bit of familiarity with playing melodies, with a little bit of lead guitar as it were. And this 16 strumming will allow you to put it together to get to this level. Where you can play the rhythm that we've just learnt and change the chord in this hand, but with strumming every time with the right hand. And then we can learn to add the subtlety where we're adding more muting and yes, missing some strings. Let me show you from this angle to see if that's easier. Without a pick, I would do it all basically with the first finger and a little bit with the middle finger as well. Does make it quieter, but that seems to sound better on these smaller bodied Ed Sheeran style guitars. And when we get to the pre-chorus, the F, let me go back to using the pick. You and I flying on an aeroplane too. You want to keep that exact same strumming pattern. Down, mute, up, down, up, and the root note if you can. Roots, up, roots, up, root, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you're really struggling, you can do just strumming on the beat. You and I, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you really want to, if you want to nail this sort of thing, get up to that 16th strumming. 1 Iana, 2 Iana, 3 Iana, 4 Iana, 1 Iana, 2 Iana, 3 Iana, 4 Iana. You know, this is one of those songs that's even trickier than something like Wonderwall to really nail because of the dexterity of the muting and hitting a root note as well. It's a very tough one, and my strumming course is a great place to start. The majority of it is for free on the website andyguitar.co.uk. You'll find loads more help there and loads more Ed Sheeran songs. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and I'll see you in another lesson of mine in the future.